Hi, Jeremy Cordeaux in the Court of Public Opinion. I'm just on air here to let you know that we'll be live streaming the Court of Public Opinion every Friday between 9 o'clock and 12 on jeremycordeaux.com. Please join us. We'd love to have you.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
We're sponsored by Peter Page Hyundai's SUV clearance event. Up to $2,500 off on various models. And speaking of Peter Page Hyundai, they've actually given me one of their new cars for the last couple of weeks.
It's very nice. Which one is it?
It's a Hyundai Palisade, and I'm absolutely obsessed with this car. First things first, it's actually like big. It's massive actually, but my car is tiny, so it's nice to have some room to stretch the legs.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been flashing the intercom feature a little bit. That's been the big hitter of it.
That's the thing, it's so big it has an intercom feature between the front and back seats.
It's pretty fancy. I had one of those big ones a few months ago, and you do feel like a boss driving around in that. Especially compared to our absolute shit cars that we have, you and I.
Absolutely. I mean, and it has a split sunroof, driving around opening up the sunroof. I feel like such a bowler. I mean, this is a whip and a half, this Hyundai Palisade. And yesterday I was actually driving it down Unley Road and got compliments from two strangers on how nice this car was.
Oh,
nice whip, Tom.
Thanks. Tom.
Yeah. It was at the bikini car wash.
Wow. That just sounds unbelievable, doesn't it?
Well, I'll tell you the story. What happened was I was driving down Unley Road and they'd shut down half the road, right? They'd completely shut off. Turns out, apparently I got told by these strangers that a log had fallen onto the tram lines and all the tram systems were down around that area. Yeah, so all this traffic, everyone's getting redirected. I was stuck in traffic. I mean, I think I sat still at one point for about 10 minutes. Thankfully, I was just blasting fresh and windows down. And that's when these two strangers came up to me. There was these two British guys. And they were like, excuse me.
Hello.
Hello, Governor. And he was like, are you going down to Glenelg to me? And I was like, no, I wasn't. I was going home, and Glenelg's the complete opposite direction. He's like, oh, okay, we were just meant to be on the tram. We were hoping we could hitchhike. And I was like, you know what? I am pretty dry on content. Hop on in.
I may get killed by these random hitchhikers, but it could be good content. I may be able to survive and bring it to the radio.
Their British accent was too disarming.
They may take Peter Page's Hyundai off my hands, but it'll be fine.
Yeah.
This will be fine.
Well, they were like, man, this is a sick whip. And I'm like, I know, it's not mine though. Had to give them the whole story. But yeah, so I ended up driving them down to Glenelg. And I mean, I was already on Unley Road, so I wasn't too far, but it still took about 45 minutes because of this traffic.
Where did they sit in the car? Did they go to the very back? So they want to sit in the front? You're like, whoa.
Check out this intercom system.
Yeah, you need to suss this intercom. You better hop in the back there, boys.
So what, were they nice guys? Or?
Yeah, they were just they just got to Australia a few days ago. One was 23, one was only just turned 18. He just finished high school. And yeah, they just met randomly over here. And I was like, yeah, come on in. I'll drive you to Glenelg. We started talking, because the traffic was so bad, we ended up talking for ages. Bonded, you could even say.
Wow.
Over the Chase Australia. That was a big heavy hitter of conversation.
Excellent.
Did they get the Chase Australia over in England, or are they just watching it here?
The Chase is like England's national treasure.
Really?
That's like their show. Yeah, they love. Apparently,
that chick is on both of them.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're superstars. They're like the Chasers are like rock stars over in England.
That's unbelievable,
right? Imagine the Beast at the nightclub cutting shapes with you.
I'd imagine it, and I'd like it.
Anyway, I dropped these guys off to Glenelg. They're like, can we give you some cash? Anything? I'm like, no, don't be silly.
Just a kiss.
Like, do you want to come into Jetty Bar? We'll buy you a beer. And I was like, oh, geez, tempting, but better not. I had to get home. I was already so late. But it started getting me thinking about all the different hitchhiking stories there could be out there. And we want to open up the phone lines here. What's your hitchhike story?
It is really interesting. I had a mate that was in Europe, and I have talked about it a little bit before, but he said in Albania it is just really common practice to hitchhike.
Yeah.
It's a bit dodgy elsewhere, but it's actually something they do culturally over there that's really big.
I feel like, over in Europe, hitchhiking's just big, massive.
And he literally just got a hitchhiking, went cross country with some bloke, and the guy was like, "Can you just get me a beer for it?" So he ended up just buying him a single beer, and that was the exchange for driving from wherever to Greece.
I remember there was a time when I was 17, and I was sort of walking home and decided, you know what, it's pretty far out. I'll see if I can hitchhike because I didn't have a Metro card on me. So I've got my thumb out, and then eventually someone pulled over. His name was Carlo, and he had like... He was this bloke. He had like biceps the size of my head. He told me he was going to get them checked out because they're too big or something.
Oh, it sounds like a toss.
And I was worried about Carlo.
I was like, "Hey mate, you can just drop me off up here. Actually,
please don't strangle my neck like a python with your biceps, sir. I don't want to be killed today."
We're gonna go to Moana. We got Sarah on the line. Sarah, good morning to you. What's your hitchhiking story?
Good morning, guys. So mine's from when I was 18. We were at a party, me and my boyfriend at the time. We ended up having a big blue, and I cracked it and left the party, and then realised, shit, what have I done? So someone once told me that if you ever see a police car and you hitchhike to them, they basically have to pick you up and they can't refuse not to take you home.
Yeah, right.
So, luckily enough, I saw a police car, hitchhiked, and they sort of said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "No, I've just had a fight with my boyfriend. Can you please just get me home?" It was a cold, wintry night, and they took me home.
Yeah,
so,
great.
I mean, a hot tip if you can't afford an Adelaide Independent taxi.
Yeah, jeez. That's a loophole and
there
a
was
half,
no Uber
Sarah.
back in those days.
And thanks for getting involved. We're going to move over to Sunshine. Sunshine, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Oh, long time no talk, legend.
Yeah.
Oh, she is. Oh, I love this chick's energy.
Hey, Davo.
Hello.
Now, Sunshine, what's your hitchhiking story? What happened?
So I live in Muzabizza, mate, and I was driving down the main road pretty much on a day like this, and I saw these two white snow couple. I'm sure they were wearing clogs even, and I knew they weren't from around here. I actually pulled up, and I'm yobbo as, obviously. So I put my window down and go, "Oh, g'day, legends, getting a bit wet out there, are you?" And they just looked at me like they were freaking out because it was kind of instead of them having their thumbs out, I've just pulled up and said, "Get in my car."
Usually it goes the other way.
Yeah, but they did, and they were bloody champions. I mean, they weren't as loud as me, obviously. I just took the show over. And would you have it, I actually went on Chase Australia in 2016. It was
Really?
wicked.
You went on the
go.
chase. You went on the chase.
Yeah, I did, and it's a wicked. That was before, Andrew got in a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
But I was up against the super nerd, and he was really, really cool.
Did you cop it?
Yeah, it was good. Good show.
Did you win or?
Oh, of course I didn't, mate. Listen to me.
What was Andrew like back then? Andrew O'Keefe.
He was actually very, very charismatic. He was really warm and friendly, and so it was a very good experience.
Bloody hell,
Really
Sunshine,
cool.
we've missed you. Make sure you give us a call soon, hey?
Oh, I will, Dave. I'm withdrawing, mate. I miss you.
Yeah, I miss you.
Good on you,
I went to
Sunshine.
Wineback party too. That was wicked. Good party.
Good
Loved
stuff.
it.
Hey, thanks for getting involved as always, Sunshine. Appreciate it.
You guys rock.
Cheers.
No worries, guys. See ya. Bye.
Cheers, see ya. Hey, let's go to Caitlin. Let's wrap things up in Salisbury. What's your hitchhiking story?
So I was 17 and extremely late for work, and I was in tears. And this lovely mother-daughter couple, in a car, had turned around and had picked me up and dropped me off to work.
Yeah,
Jeez.
right. What was your job at the time?
I still have it. Almost 5 years strong at Subway.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Sandwich artiste.
So did you have the thumb stuck out or anything, or did they just see you in the rain?
They just saw this tiny 17-year-old crying and stressing, and they just turned around.
Yeah, did you at least promise them some Subway sandwiches in exchange?
Cookies,
Said, hey, you
maybe.
can come in anytime you want.
I offered to them, I was like, just come in and say, Caitlin, and I'll just happily give you, free everything, because I was so thankful.
Free meatball
Amazing.
sub.
I haven't seen them since, unfortunately.
That's Caitlin flexing her privileges there at Subway.
Yeah.
Her visor hat around her finger, twirling it around.
I wouldn't mind coming and visiting Caitlin for some
Yeah.
Subway later on.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
Needing to go to the bathroom when you're out in public is really do or die, isn't it? It's a stressful scenario.
Can be.
If there's no toilet around, and you could be out on a night out in town, and it's one of those scenarios. And one of my mates, Dylan, has faced the ultimate consequences for this high pressure
Consa what?
scenario. Consequences. But he's pretty much he's gone.
Consequences.
Yeah, consequences.
All right, no, we're not doing this.
Consequence for...
Consequence.
Yeah, fine, whatever.
All right, you two.
well, there's multiple consequences, so it's plural, so you can say that.
Today is already chaotic enough. We don't need this on air.
Yeah, well... So, if there's...
Don't worry, David, there'll be consequences.
Anyway, so he wants to go to the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
And obviously not condoning this because it is a crime. It is a crime to public urinate and whatnot. But he has been busting, and he thought, I'm going to go around to an alleyway and go there.
Dangerous game.
Dangerous game because like anyone can walk past at any time. But he's sort of found a great spot where it's actually quite closed off and you can't see anything. And he thinks he's completely in the clear. But he's told me the story right. He's started weighing on this kind of what looks like a sheet of metal, I guess. Like it doesn't look like anything.
Yeah.
He's got a call from one of his friends the next day who says, hey, did you happen... Oddly specific scenario. It says, did you happen to be urinating by a restaurant the other day?
So someone's obviously walked past and seen him and gone, right, I've clocked him, I'm going to call him out on it tomorrow.
I feel like I know where this is going.
Well, they haven't walked past the alleyway because Dylan was very, very secure in the fact that no one was walking past.
Oh, okay.
And the person has pretty much said, hey, there was a double-sided mirror and I was sitting at a restaurant and pretty much the whole restaurant, as we were eating our meals, saw you come up to the window, and you started pissing on the whole window. And while everyone's having dessert and their main course, and Dylan is just there, one hand up on the wall, going
pants
for
down to the ankles.
What kind of sick restaurant establishment installs a double-sided mirror?
Don't put this on the restaurant. This is on Dylan.
It's a cost of living crisis. People fork out this money to go out for dinner and enjoy themselves.
You get dinner and a show.
How crazy. What do you even rate that on TripAdvisor?
I don't even know where you'd look in that situation. Do you look down at your food? Do you stare through the mirror? Like, where are you looking?
You don't want to make eye contact.
But more importantly, who is this person you're aligning yourself with, Callum? Feels like on brand.
Yeah.
Oh, podcast my podcast. Oh, podcast my podcast. Oh, podcast my podcast.
Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
What the frick is going on with this weather, boys? Scared me.
Yeah. You know what, though? It is so loud, and I don't think I've, experienced this loud in a while. It is pretty hectic out there. It is still so dark. It is, the apocalypse right now.
I just walked out there, still drizzling with rain, but... It actually has because it's dark, it's like a grainy Instagram filter, leaving the light of the office into the outside world.
Because it's so wet as well. When I was coming into work today, I saw a tradie bloke running across the road in front of the cars, trying to be really quick. Obviously not very safe. He should have done it a different way. But the man jumped like a gazelle over this puddle. I've never seen it before. This guy got 3 meters off the edge, trying to dodge these puddles and all the rain.
Like a ballet dancer.
Yeah, literally. Everyone is just... a bit in the fritz this morning.
Well, I mean, it does feel a bit chaotic. You may have just heard I was reading out the news because our newsreader, Isabella, couldn't come in this morning because she was too scared to drive in this weather.
And also, keep safe on the roads, consider that. But yes, of course, it was a bit bizarre this morning, wasn't it?
It was.
Even our social media guy, Gavin's emailed in. He lives, up in Whoop Whoop and has said, the weather's too crazy. My car, I don't trust. I'm going to work from home.
It won't handle the wind.
Yeah. I mean, our producer didn't rock up either. He's sort of just gone. Oh, who knows where he is?
That one just had no explanation. For all we know, he was holding onto an umbrella and he just got swooped away.
Isaac, if you can hear us, let us know you're okay because we've got no word.
But not only that, 8,000 homes in South Australia at the moment without power.
Yeah, right.
But SA Power had already restored 13,000 homes power already.
Jeez.
The state is in chaos right now this morning. Obviously, yes, it's unreal.
See, I wonder, because I wasn't in Australia at the time, in 2016, but it sounds like I was born somewhere else, like I came here recently. But no, I was overseas at 2016 when we had those really big thunderstorms that I hear were absolutely massive. So I wonder if this is going to compare to that.
That felt like Armageddon. All the roads were dead, all the power was out. I remember I went and stayed at my friend's house with candles because we were all scared. It was unreal.
Candles and blankets.
But also, yeah, flights have been cancelled. Heaps of people without flat power. Roads are flooded. It's an absolutely chaotic day here in Adelaide.
Should today be cancelled? Should you just get the day off of work? Should we all stay indoors and stay dry and safe?
Yes, I mean, if we all band together, and just say, hey, maybe today's a bit of a write-off, we can convince the bosses and the upper management wherever you work.
Yeah, I think we should all, if you guys have a good argument as to why today should be cancelled and why we shouldn't have to go to work, we can all present it as a group to our bosses and get the hell out of here.
There's plenty of bosses listening right now, whether you work in an office or on the construction site. We know all the bosses are listening, so let's try and convince them that today sucks.
Basically, we're trying to get you to do our homework for us and what we should say to our boss when he rocks up, if he rocks up. Who knows?
Well, exactly.
Let's head over to Findon. We got Belinda on the line. Belinda, should today be cancelled?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Is that just because you're going to work right now and you don't want to?
Yeah, it's so rainy. When you finished the weather report before, big bolt of lightning came out of the sky, scared me.
Wow.
I'm a teacher, so today's going to be a bit challenging.
Yeah, right.
Why stuck inside?
Why is it more challenging because you're stuck inside as a teacher?
Yeah, so it's kindy children, so they need to run outside.
Oh. Okay, so they get all a bit bored and pent up, and
ratty.
then a bit ratty, a bit hard to deal with.
Yes, definitely.
So we should give the kids the day off as well, Belinda.
I reckon. That'll be lovely.
All right, Patch and Malinauskas. We need to have a chat.
Get him on the line.
Hey, we'll head over to Crapers. We got Alex on the line. Alex, what do you think? Should today be cancelled?
No, today shouldn't be cancelled. It's just a glorious winter's day.
It's not winter.
But it's not winter. It's summer, Alex.
But you think back in July this wouldn't have been newsworthy?
Obviously.
What's it be now?
Yeah, but Alex, that's because it was winter. We are literally a second away from it being summer, and almost 20,000 homes were without power. Surely this is newsworthy.
No. It's winter in the hills.
See, I reckon
up here.
I reckon today is a bit more
glorious up at Mount Lofty.
I reckon it's a bit more hectic today than a normal winter's day as well. Like, there's a lot going on.
No.
Nah, you know what?
I'm looking out at the moment. We've got no wind. It's almost blue skies up here at Mount Lofty.
You're in Vanuatu.
Well, yeah, that sounds all well and nice, but down here in the city, it is not very good. Alex, can I ask, what do you do for work?
I'm a chef.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's not just a chef, he's the head chef because he's the boss and he doesn't want his staff to call in sick. That's why he's calling up, no, it's fine, everything's good.
Yep.
Hey, good on you, Alex. Thanks for getting involved. We're going to go over to Nan. We got Darren. Darren, can you wrap this up? Should we cancel today?
Totally, mate. I'm currently in Macclesfield dropping off paper plates, cardboard packaging, hand towels, toilet paper.
Jeez.
All the boxes are wet, puddles, thunder and lightning,
So you're a delivery driver then?
Yeah. So making my way out to Langhorne Creek and Strathalbyn. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun day.
Everything you're delivering is going to turn into a mache or something by the end of it. Just
That's right.
slipping
Paper
in your
mache
hands.
day today, for sure.
So, Darren,
apologies now for all the customers out there that receive all their stuff nice and wet.
So Darren, you'd be driving all these windy roads as well. So if anything, it's kind of dangerous for you to go to work today.
Oh, totally. It's not safe. It's not work safe. There's a whole lot of that to sort of factor in.
Yeah.
I mean, he's made a good point.
He's made a good point.
Absolutely. Let's cancel today. Everyone stay in bed and
just
relax.
Not safe.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
You've made it when you get contacted on the gram to advertise an item or influence your following.
Yeah.
And boys, I've hit the jackpot, baby.
Hey.
Oh my God.
I was on the gram, and how you've got in your DMs, you've got your general and primary inboxes.
You have like the message requests and then the people that are like your mates.
Yeah. And I was looking through my DMs and I got one from a local male entertainer or a stripper.
Yeah.
And he's got in contact and he's asked me if I'd like some complimentary tickets to a nude paint and sip where he is the model.
Was he? Is it
First date seems a bit odd.
Is it because we're fresh? Is it like a publicity thing, or why has he seeked you out, just singled you out to be like, come to my show and see me nude?
I'm assuming he's a listener. I believe he's a listener,
right?
And he's obviously he holds Fresh in high esteem,
Yeah.
And I thought, look, I'm down for a laugh, and it sounded like a good deal, so I said yes.
Yeah. So you've snagged up the tickets.
I've snagged up the tickets. I've messaged my cousin. I said, Sarah, we're going to a nude paint and sip.
How many did you get?
Just 2.
Yeah, right. How many were you offered? Just the 2?
Look, I could probably get more, boys, if you're interested.
Hell yeah, me and Tom Shaw. I thought we were going to be painting fruit.
So I've said,
not meat and veg.
So I've said yes. So there's something about, I don't know, as a single lady not going to a hen's night, going to one of these events just for a casual Saturday, that just feels a little bit, I don't know, like I'm in my dirty auntie era, like,
There is something about the image, and God bless it, like it's a fun thing to go to, but there is such an image.
God bless it.
God bless those nudists. But there is something about the image, like you said, that auntie era, where it is kind of that age bracket, I guess, where you do the nude paint and sips, and you hear about a lot of people doing it.
Yeah. Well, I got another message from him, and he said, hey, do you mind if I post that you're coming to this?
Why does he want
And can you reshare it?
But I have already accepted the tickets, so it'd be rude for me to say no, absolutely not.
So now you're some weird ambassador for nude paint and sips, though. Why is it public knowledge that Davo from Fresh is going to be painting the schlong?
Well, that's exactly what came up. So he posted up there, Davo from Fresh 927 is coming to the paint and sip. Let's see if she can draw.
She loves this kind of stuff. She's here every week.
Influencer.
This is just the start of it, Davo's going to now become an ambassador, go to all of them. I can't wait for your birthday in a few months.
A madame, a crazy horse is next, Madame Josephine's, that's me.
All right. I get older. The Davo, Tom, and Callum podcast stays the same age.
I feel like it's pretty common when you have a phone for a while that eventually it just goes on the fritz a little bit. You might have dropped it a few times, something like that.
Yeah,
and
it's old.
Yeah, exactly. And at the moment, my phone's experiencing this. We went to an engagement party on the weekend and I dropped it, and now the screen's a bit cracked.
I watched you drop this phone like 4 times in the span of half an hour. I just don't know what you were doing.
It took a great beating.
At one point, I think you were trying to throw it up to yourself and catch it, and then it was just in one hand. I watched you throw it to yourself and then dropped it, and you're like, shit.
Ate too many old d'oeuvres and his hands were all oily. Like,
the arancini balls made my fingers so slippery at the engagement party. Yeah, but pretty much, the phone's all cracked, so it's in one of those real fritz stages where it kind of starts doing stuff on its own accord. So if I get the passcode up, it'll start churning numbers into the passcode. Or if I'm on Instagram, it'll start clicking onto random profiles without even me touching it.
Yeah, liking a lot of girls with girls with questionable photos, just double tapping them all. That's crazy.
Oh, it's hard. It's tough.
Yeah.
All those fire emojis he's been sending me, they weren't actually him.
Unreal.
No, it's all the phone, but it's out of my control. But yeah, it's pretty much, it has been clicking onto random profiles and it just starts typing things. Mm-hmm. And pretty much, I was looking through Instagram yesterday, and I found a very funny meme. Now, this meme is something that I would probably contain to just some of my close friends and probably leave it at that.
It's pretty grotty. It's like a before and after, isn't it?
Yeah, so the meme is as follows. It's a picture, it's a side-by-side picture, pretty much, of Ronaldo sitting by a pool in the left side, six-pack showing, really fit.
Yeah.
And it says at the top, Ronaldo with COVID. So this is a picture from when he had COVID, and they took a picture of him, and he's looking great.
And he looked great. Okay, right.
Obviously implying he's so fit, COVID's not even going to worry him. The picture to the side of it is a dude on a ventilator, laying back, almost dead. And it says, me after I have a solo session. But worded a little differently.
I mean, the meme is okay.
If you had some alone time by yourself, and it says me after this.
We know what you...
He's got these tubes hanging out of his mouth, and
That's just it, isn't it? It's like, it's an all right meme. It's not like mind-blowingly funny or anything like that. It's It's pretty just ordinary.
It's pretty filthy and it's pretty just ordinary in quality, right?
Yeah.
And so I've just hit that to about 6 different people on my phone.
Jesus. Mum, Dad.
No, who'd you send it to?
So I sent it to a few people, but unfortunately, I'm looking through the receipts of who it's sent to. I've accidentally sent it to this lady, Chanel Franklin, who was an ex-freshie and also runs a podcast.
Yeah, the Beautiful Nightmare podcast.
Which originally specifically was about being a mum. So publicly, she has a husband and kids and is someone that probably doesn't entertain filthy memes about solo sessions from 24-year-old boys.
Right. What did you do?
So I sent her I realised I've sent her this disgusting meme. And I've said, oh my God, my phone screen's broken. Didn't mean to send that, lol. Funny though. I feel like it's got some sort of connotation like I'm hitting on her or something. I feel like there's just so much about it.
Yeah, there's that, but also the 20 other girls you sent that one to as well. I don't know.
Well, Callum, we've got a special guest on the line. We do have Chanel on the line, joined with us right now. Chanel, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. Actually, a little bit miffed because I thought you were sending that to me as one of your good friends, Callum.
I mean, what did you think when you got this filthy, filthy meme from our friend Callum Leaney?
Oh, I tell you what, Davo, you know when you overthink things, this is exactly what I did. So I'm looking at it going, does this mean about him having a little solo time, like a little private, you know what? And I'm thinking, does he need Ventolin after doing that?
It's not meant to resemble my life, but you know, it is very funny, Chanel, because you are good friends with a colleague of my mum, and I feel like for every time I've been around you, I've been extremely polite and a nice boy, only to send you a very, very filthy meme.
Sliding doors.
Well, I might just show her this meme. That's the thing, and it made me think about when you're on Facebook and people post things about, you know, my grandma's died or something really sad like that, and then you go to hit the care button, but you click the laugh button instead.
Yeah, same vein.
Chanel, I do need
a flip, and Granny laughed. You know, it's terrible. Sorry, go.
No, you're fine. Chanel, I do need to ask though. Tell us the truth. Is this the first time that Callum has sent you something a little bit dodgy, or has this happened before?
Trying to uncover something like I'm
I don't
hitting
know,
on Chanel.
Mate. Chanel's a gorgeous woman. She's absolutely, a lovely little number.
You know what? I'm going to say this. I hope it's not the last.
Yeah. I'll send you some more memes coming your way. The filthier, the better.
Bad. And then, if anyone out there is, you know, has seen a post about Granny dying or something and you hit laugh, don't be too hard on yourself. It's a slip of the emoji, right?
Well, I did love when I sent you the meme, Chanel. I did follow up and say, "Oh, I didn't mean to send that to you. It's funny though."
It is funny, and the thing is I didn't know what to write back, so I just put the old token laugh emoji because I thought, is he sending me something about him having a wank on that?
I love it. Well done, Chanel.
Chanel, thanks so much for giving us some time this morning to have a chat about this meme Callum sent you.
Thanks, mate. And look, I hope there's more, really. Like, that was just gold.
Yeah, it was a good one, wasn't it?
Thank you.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
Guys, I just have one question for you both. How many pull-ups do you reckon you can do?
150.
Yeah, give or take. Could easily get up to 200. Depends if I've got the weights attached to my ankles like I usually do.
Well, 19-year-old personal trainer Brandon Garrett has just completed 9,229 pull-ups in 24 hours, making it a world record. Guess what the last world record was?
I reckon it'll be like really small compared to that. I'm going to say 1,000.
1,000?
I'll say close to my average, 180.
629.
Really?
So this bloke did almost 9,000 more pull-ups than the last world record.
So there was so many times his trainer probably said, "Look, man, you can probably ease up now. You can probably finish up." But he's really gone over the top to make sure he's secured that record.
He spent their last 8 months training for this, dividing his time between coaching his clients at the gym and spending 25 hours a week doing pull-ups.
Imagine that commitment.
Oh,
imagine that sort of commitment to something like this.
God, I just like to, go home, have a beer, have a glass of wine, watch some TV.
Do you
this bloke's
reckon...
doing 25 hours a week of pull-ups.
I wonder if he is watching. He'd have to be watching TV or some sort of entertainment right in front of him, all that training.
Yeah, I mean,
you want to be smashing a box set.
I don't know how long can
TV
you be
show.
listening to the same sort of music go over and over to get you in the mood.
I thought running was tedious. Imagine just
pull-ups has to be probably one of the worst exercises.
Pull-ups, you're not even moving or seeing any of the sights or the scenery.
Yeah,
you're just up and down, up and down.
Surely this guy is an absolute specimen. How's his biceps looking?
Oh, look, yeah, they're about the size of my legs. This bloke is, he's massive, and he's only 19 years old, and 9,229 pull-ups in 24 hours.
I mean, where does he go from here? You're 19, you've achieved it all.
Well, he was actually aiming for 10,000 pull-ups.
Oh, okay, so we've got round 2 coming up.
We've got round 2 coming up, maybe. He has submitted all his footage to Guinness World Records and hoping for confirmation of it being the new world record holder before the holiday season. But I mean, 19, it just makes you think, what am I doing with my life?
Well, someone has to take
Maybe not you, Davo. You go to gym every morning.
Obviously.
You've got the 180 pull-ups average,
Hi, Jeremy Cordo in the Court of Public Opinion. I'm just on air here to let you know that we'll be live streaming the Court of Public Opinion every Friday between 9 o'clock and 12 on jeremycordo.com. Please join us. We'd love to have you.